Good morning, it's Mike Zschunke with Berkshire Hathaway Homes and Shipped One Properties in Scottsdale, Arizona. Friday morning market chat with Mike. What do we have going on here? Let's see, inventory. Got a little bump this week. Let's see, number of homes for sale and multiple listing service. We do single family detached. Being a snowbird tourist area around the Phoenix area, single family detached homes give us a more stable picture of the housing market rather than condos and people, snowbirds in and out like that. Anyway, multiple listing service. We're up almost 500 to 12,100 single family detached home for sale. Maricopa County, the largest county in the United States, is up 356 to 8,780. And Scottsdale, we are up 71 single family detached homes for sale. There's now 1,107 as of about 15 minutes ago. 1,107 single family detached homes for sale. So we're getting there. You know, every week we've been a little boost. Where are these homes coming from? They're I think a lot of them are second homes, out-of-state people, and I think we're seeing a lot of the houses that people bought as Airbnbs that didn't work out so well, or a lot of the rental properties not getting the return they're looking for. I think we're starting to see those come on the market. We're heading into our busy time of year. You know, especially the luxury market, those houses are starting to come in. Nationwide, existing home sales, lowest in 13 years. So number of transactions is slow. You know, be careful when you see the headlines. You can make statistics say anything you want, depending on the parameters and what you're comparing it to as a week over week, month over month, year over year. Last year was, super busy, so it's kind of tough to compare it to. But nationwide, number of transactions is lowest in 13 years. You know, that hurts the whole industry as its own. It hurts the whole industry. The mortgage department, the title companies, and the realtor. So it's a little tough out there, but we're starting to see more houses come on the market. Again, if you're in a 3% mortgage and mortgage over 8% yesterday, like we've been saying all along, it's tough. A lot of people are feeling stuck, but there's just no inventory. It kind of feels like back to the 1980s. We had high interest rates and low inventory then, but prices still stayed stable. People need a place to live. So even as demand is decreasing because of the higher interest rates, especially in the lower markets, lower level markets, we do a little bit of everything. Supply is so low that prices are firm. I'm not going to say they're going up. I'm not going to say they're going down. They're just kind of staying still. Average American has $200,000 equity in their house. So these rising rates, it doesn't hurt. If you're sitting in your home, you own your home, you're stable, you've got your 3% mortgage, you're comfortable. So if you don't have to sell, you're not going to. And it's really the influx of people coming from out of state. I think some of you saw last week we were in Irvine, California, moving our youngest daughter to a new apartment. So I went and checked out some neighborhoods. And, I've always thought, where is all this cash coming from? 29% of home sales were cash last month, it was September. And I said, where is all this cash coming from? So I went through a few open houses in Irvine, California. $2 million price range, 2,500 square foot. They bought them a year or two ago for $1 million. So they've got over $1 million equity. And then, started looking at why is everybody leaving? Irvine's a pretty nice place. California's beautiful. I'll just bite my tongue right there. It's a beautiful state. But that's about it. But $2 million home, $28,000 a year in taxes. So those people, they are selling that $2 million home, coming to Arizona with $1 million cash, and they're on a $2 million home in the Scottsdale area. You're going to pay about $6-7 grand a month. So you're going to save over $20,000 a year in taxes. So that it kind of makes sense who's coming here with cash And that's what the local people, if you want to move locally, up or down, that's who you're competing against. There's a lot of cash coming. Seattle's actually one of the popular places. People coming down from Seattle to Scottsdale. California, some Colorado, Chicago. We used to get a lot of calls from Illinois and the Midwest, and New York, only because I have a lot of contacts back in New York. So a lot of East Coast people call me. But, and again, our last house in Connecticut was about $1 million, $800,000. And that was almost 10 years ago. Ours taxes then were $16,000 a year. So, you know, you come here and it just makes sense to why people are moving to Arizona and why they're coming with cash and why prices are staying so firm. So, you know, 29% cash sales, highest since 2010. Coming into our busy season, you can see with traffic around town already, it's super busy, lot going on, and a lot of snowbirds coming back. So sellers, they want to sell by the end of the year. Builders especially, if they've got a spec home that they're sitting on, you know, contact us. We know some of the where you can negotiate, what kind of rate you can negotiate out of the builder, and we get a lot of emails from builders offering specials. So you know, give us a call. But there's some deals out there. I'm starting to see some deals. Like I always said, $1 million to $2 million in Scottsdale, super hot. There's a buyer. If you want to sell your home in that price range right now, we can make a few calls and get a buyer because they're here and they're looking. And you know, fall is typically super busy here, so we'll see. It'll be interesting. Let's talk about commercial a little bit. Natalie. What's her name? Paladichieff? She's the CEO of Cambridge Properties. That's a big international investment group. Commercial real estate distressed market is about $80 billion now, but 41% of that is office space. So if you can find a creative way to use an office building, I noticed I'm starting to see people are turning office buildings into industrial, smaller office buildings, because they're getting a better return there. We're starting to see cap rates come back into in line. Phoenix area, you should be able to get at least 5, 6, 7, maybe 8% cap rate on a commercial property, especially industrial. It's still busy. A lot of companies moving here. Google, Amazon, Intel is doing a big. There's a bunch of them anyway. Also in the commercial state, banks are not lending. So they've really tightened up their balance sheets. There's this feeling, everybody's kind of wondering where this market's going to go. I don't think rates are done rising yet. So we'll get more on that in the economy in a little bit. But commercial is not like residential. They have 5-year maturing loans, 10-year maturing loans. So everybody who took cheap money out in 2020 to buy a commercial property, they've got a refinance coming up, and they're not getting 2-3% rates anymore. So banks are really tightening up. Residential too. There's not as many programs for first-time buyers, and there's some out there. Give us a call. We work with a few lenders that are awesome. So you know, we'll find what works for you, commercial or residential, and make it happen. We're still working on this awesome mortgage-backed security deal. I'm super excited. Can't wait to tell you about it. But it's painfully slow. There's a lot of attorneys involved, and it's super cool. There's just a lot of moving parts, but it's time to get moving on it. It's painfully slow, but we'll get it done. It's just communicating. Pick up the phone, communicate. What do we got to do to make this happen? So land is the same deal. Builders are sitting on a lot of land, kind of doing the same thing, wondering where this market's going. They really can't build houses fast enough in the Phoenix area, Scottsdale, Phoenix area, but it's expensive to build. So talking to somebody yesterday, and they were talking about building $400 a square foot to build not even a custom home, semi-custom home, $400 a square foot. A couple years ago, we had a client looking at $200 a square foot to build. So if you're building a 3,000-4,000 square foot home, you're getting close to $1 million just for the house, and then so the land is another cost. But So it's expensive, but there's some deals out there. Give us a call, What do we got? Economy. 10-year note traded over 5% yesterday. Boy, this is real hard not to get political on this. Everybody wants to blame the Fed. It's the U.S. Treasury issuing debt. Chairman Powell spoke yesterday. He says he's not done yet. And like I've said in the past, he's earned my respect. He's sticking to his guns. He's looking at the long-term pictures. And for the first time, I heard Chairman Powell said that his hands are kind of tied. As long as the U.S. Treasury keeps spending and issuing debt, he can only do so much. The Federal Reserve monitors monetary policy. The U.S. Treasury monitors fiscal policy. And those two in line, keeping those two in line and controlling the money supply, that's tough. If you keep spending, Japan, one of the largest holders of U.S. bonds, stopped buying U.S. bonds completely. India stopped buying U.S. bonds completely. So as the U.S. government issues debt, more debt and more debt, there's more supply, but there's no demand out there. Nobody wants to, what did I say? Last week there was a 20-year Treasury bond auction, and there were no bids in the first two rounds. That keeps putting rates higher. So as long as the U.S. Treasury keeps issuing debt, the Fed can only do so much to control it. So 8% mortgages we hit this week. I don't think we're done yet. I don't think we're definitely not done in the bond market because it's just crazy. It's a crazy world. But I always say you can't predict the future. Nobody can predict interest rates. Geopolitical. Who would have known 2 weeks ago that we'd be where we are today? That all affects the markets and things that happen. So, our investor clients that are moving and taking action, they're making money. Some have been in and out of properties already in the past year and have done very well. Those that are sitting on the sidelines, they're getting priced out. They're just watching the market go by. It's tough. You've got to do what's best for you. Residential, commercial, whatever it is, land, investment property. Give us a call. We'll sit down. Just be open with us. Like I said, you can't hurt my feelings ever. I believe in truth, honesty, and integrity. Top priority. Well, God and family as well. That's first, but truth, honesty, integrity. You can't hurt my feelings. Let's just have an open conversation. Get you where you need to be. What else do we have? Repo market in the economy dried up, so there's not a lot of money to lend out there on the residential or commercial side. It's getting a little tough. So Jim Cramer, if you like him or hate him, he said something interesting yesterday. Hope is not a strategy. Easy money, everybody won over the past few years. Now you got to be smart. You got to really know the market, know the ins and outs, know what the value of a property is. And you can go out and buy a treasury bond and get 5% interest risk-free on your money. So our investor is kind of backing out of real estate. Real estate's a long-term play. So, like the stock market too. Everybody wants to jump in and out, and everybody was a financial genius when the market was going up. Now that things are kind of a little tougher, you really need to know your numbers. So give us a call. Happy to talk you through. Let us know your situation. Can we help you buy? Can we help you sell? Every situation is different. Average 10-year over the last 50, it was issued in 10-year bonds started trading in 1974, I believe it was. Average was 5.88% over that 54 years. So here we are at 5%. We're not even to the average 10-year yield yet. So we've got some work to do. But happy to help. Like I said, we work at all levels. I think we've got a $250,000 client now looking in Phoenix. Happy to help them. Super nice young couple. Happy. Let's get it done. Truth and honesty. And then it's funny talking to another younger generation while we were in California that they can't afford a house while they sucked on their $7 Starbucks. Buying your first home was never easy for anybody. So you got to buckle down. It's called fiscal responsibility. I don't know if we we practice that much these days in this economy. It's I'm very conservative. I would say I've been rich and poor. I've been rich and I've been poor. So just go along. So every deal's different. Every situation's different. Let us know how we can help you. And we'll see what happens. So this market's just rolling along. So give us a shout. We'd love to help. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it. Sorry that was a little bit scattered, but have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye. Give us a call, 203-733-5877. Talk to you soon. Thanks again. Bye.